results. So what do you think happened? Exactly. He passed for presentation. There's no option. Now, this little boy was doing the steps without even knowing of what I'm trying to teach you today. That is the law of attraction. That is called walking the walk. That is unwavering faith. He saw nothing else. He totally focused on it, and he took the steps necessary, even before his results were released. It was no surprise to him that he passed for presentation. So now, okay, there may be some of you right now that may be thinking, okay, well, what if I do all these things and I'm not successful? What if I go through all the steps, I do everything right, I'm visualizing, I've got the emotion behind it, I'm asking with clarity, but I'm still not successful. Well, actually, that is a blessing. Because, and as far as me, my own journey has been of, I would say, sort of starts and stops. And at first I used to get very frustrated until I realized even when things did not manifest, it was a blessing, because it means that somewhere there is still a block in me. I am blocking my own success. That is what, if you want to call it failure or not achieving your desire, that is what it's telling you. It's like a gentle nudge saying, listen, somewhere inside of you, you are blocking your own success. You are actually pushing it away from you by some thought. It may be buried very deeply, but it means you need to go back and do additional work. All of our answers are inside. All of them. Whether you want to believe it or not, all of them are inside. You need to go back and do further work and see where it is, where you may have some doubt, where you may have some feelings of not worthy of what it is you're trying to attract. And trust me, the universe is a wonderful, wonderful creation. It is a wonderful creation. It will show you, but you need to look through your spiritual eyes. You need to become very, very aware of the messages that are given to you, because trust me, they are given to you. It's all in whether you choose to see them. Okay. Well, anyway, the very important thing is putting positive energy. You have to put positive energy out there. You have to focus on what you want and not on what you don't want. Many of us make this mistake, and I was guilty of it myself. You begin this whole journey, you begin this whole process of awareness, but you say things to yourself like, oh gosh, I don't want to be late for my meeting. When you begin a request with I don't want, you might as well tell the universe, or God, if you prefer to use God, you might as well just broadcast out, I want to be late for work. If you say, I don't want to spill anything on my clothes, you will spill something. Guarantee you will spill something on your clothes. Never, ever, ever begin a request with I don't want. I don't want you to talk to me like that. I want you to continue to talk to me like that, and I want you to do it more. I'm walking down the street of Port of Spain. I don't want to have my purse snatched. I want my purse snatched, and I want it snatched every day. Tell the universe what you want. I want my clothes to stay clean. I want to be on time for my meeting. I want my children to speak to me with respect. Tell it what you want. If you use the word don't, you're going to get exactly the opposite of what it is you're asking for. Be very mindful of that. Because trust me, I made that mistake. Okay, so we're going to move on because, like I said, I really want to leave some time for questions and answers. We'll move on to conscious creation. I like to call it the mastery of our fate. The poet Henley wrote very prophetic lines. It said, and I mentioned it in the beginning, it said, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Well, we are masters of our fate. We are the captains of our soul because we have the power to control our thoughts. Our brains become magnetized with our dominating thoughts, and those magnets, whatever those dominating thoughts magnetize in your brain, will attract the forces, the people, the circumstances into your life that are in tune with that vibrational level. And the surest way to know what your dominating thought is to look at what's showing up in your life. Look at what is showing up in your life over and over again. Look at the patterns in your life. Are you trying to attract a new relationship? A relationship that is say non-abusive or whatever the case may be, but yet you find yourself constantly in the same relationships, just with a different face. Same partner, just different face. Do you find yourself going to different jobs and having the same feelings of frustration and feelings of well, I'm being overlooked, or people are not treating me the way I should be treated? And you constantly are doing this. That is what your dominating thought is creating that. There is no one outside of you that is creating your life for you. You are not at the vagaries of life. You are in control of your own life. And what we're going to study next is how to consciously do that, because most of us walk through life asleep. We are asleep. We call things fate. We say if it was meant to be. No, 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 no. No, that is not the case. This is what my ministry is. This is why I do, I'm doing the seminar free of charge, because I've seen the own changes in my life. I've seen the own experience, my own experiences. I know how beautiful and how powerful this is. And I feel that this is my ministry to give it back to others. And that's why, I decided to call this today. Please, you are not at the mercy of life. So let's see where we were. We're talking about conscious creation. So to consciously create your life, to consciously create what you want to show up in your life, you have to begin with your imagination. Now, George Bernard Shaw said, when asked the question, what is the imagination? Well, it's a form of constructive thought. He actually said, imagination is the beginning of creation. If you look around you at every single thing you see, everything you see, from this chair to these books to, good morning, to your clothes, to everything, it began in someone's mind. It began as a thought. Everything that you can put your hand on right now began in the mind of someone or something. It is just, there's no other way to create. So, imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and at last, you create what you will. So imagination, as I said, is a form of constructive thought. It's the light by which we penetrate new worlds of thought and experience. It's a mighty instrument by which every inventor or discoverer opened the way from precedent to experience. Well, you think about it. You imagine many, many things that are not so, right? You think, oh gosh, what if this? You're using your imagination, right? If you continue to imagine these things, they'll eventually come to pass. They will absolutely eventually show up in your life. If you think, well, if I go to Port of Spain, oh gosh, I might get robbed. You keep on thinking that, and that's precisely what's going to happen. That is precisely what's going to happen. Have you ever been thinking about somebody, you're thinking about a person, and a few minutes later they call? That's not coincidence. That's the law of attraction. I'm trying to show you how powerful you really are. That's basically what my goal is here, is empowerment of the self, responsibility of the self. So it's because the imagination is the process of imaging these things in or on your mind. This process is nature's method of creation. If you imagine and you send thoughts of health, of love, of prosperity, they will return to you multiplied like a seed you sow in your garden. If you send out destructive thoughts, they'll also come back to you multiplied like weeds. You reap what you sow. That's why it is very, very important. It is actually absolutely crucial that you are at all times conscious of what you're thinking. Well, now, the first thing you think is, well, how on earth am I going to be always conscious of what I'm thinking? Because this, what scientists have said is the average person has about 60,000 thoughts per day. That's about the average. So how on earth are you going to control all of those? Well, the next topic will show us how we can actually begin the process of controlling our thoughts, how we can begin the process of monitoring our thoughts. That topic is called the method to mastery. One of the first ways you can begin to learn to watch your thoughts, to become the watcher of your thoughts, is through the process of meditation. Now, there are many different types of meditation. There's Raj Yoga meditation, there is Kundalini meditation. Just find whatever method works for you, because meditation is the process of being still. It is the process of being still and going inwards, where, as I said earlier, all of your answers lie. Now, I bet all of us here have prayed at one time or another, and I absolutely encourage that. Prayer is crucial to this process. When you pray, what are you doing? You're actually talking to your Creator, correct? You're talking. But when do you find the time to listen? Because the answers will come to you if you learn to stay still long enough. And it takes practice. That sometimes, people, they say, okay, well, I'm going to start off with 5 minutes of meditation, and they can't even do that. They can't sit still long enough because your thoughts begin to race. Understand that that is very normal in the beginning. That is very normal. After a while, you'll begin to see that you start to think, you start to feel almost there's something behind those thoughts, and you're watching them go past. You've got your eyes closed, you're in your whatever position you want to be in, and you're meditating, and you're thinking, you're watching the laundry, got to do laundry, I got to go to the grocery, got to do this, got to do that, thinking about this person, that person. That is perfectly normal in the beginning. You will find yourself progressing to the point where, excuse me, as you continue to practice the meditation, you will find your thoughts begin to slow down. You will begin to feel more peaceful. Your body will automatically relax. But again, you have to practice it. Meditation teaches us to listen to God, to listen to the answers for the things that you're asking about. If you have questions, what is truth? Whatever the question may be, He will answer. Always does, never fails. Just learn to sit still long enough to get it. And it's actually during that time that you're receiving all the wisdom that is necessary to solve anything. All your answers for life's most challenging problems will come to you during your times of meditation. And that's why I stress that you at least consider beginning a regular meditation. To set aside some time for yourself. It's a wonderful way to really start the day with a very peaceful spirit, as it were. There are many, like I said, there are many different types of meditation, and for those of you who are just beginning, there are lots and lots of books, actually right here in the library. There are websites, there are CDs that can guide you through the process, that can actually teach you how to do it. But please just find one that calls to you and begin the journey. Okay, so we talked about meditation. The other thing that you can do, that you should do, I should say, are daily affirmations. And again, I can't stress how important it is to introduce affirmations into your daily life. Affirmations are phrases, basically, that you speak out loud, or you can actually think them also, of something that you truly want to have manifest in your life. Whether it's good health, whether it's financial prosperity, whether it's the perfect relationship, whatever the case may be, you write it down on a piece of paper. I have affirmations up on my mirror. I have my children do affirmations every morning. Our affirmations, and it's actually in your handout, one of the most powerful ones that says, I am powerful, I am whole, I am perfect, I am healthy, I am strong, I am happy, I am in harmony with the universe. I feed this into my subconscious mind as often as I can remember, because you have to realize your subconscious mind does not know the difference between reality and between what you feed it. Whatever you plant in your subconscious, God will move heaven and earth to make it manifest. So it's in your best interest to plant something that's good. The truth about yourself, at your core, at your spirit level, you are perfection itself. You are perfect. The reason for our states of disease, and by the word disease, look at the word disease. It's D-I-S-E-A-S-E, dis-ease. Somewhere in your mind you are uneasy. You are entertaining false thoughts about yourself. It's manifesting in your body because the only purpose of your body is to communicate what's going on here. That is its only purpose. Somewhere in your mind there's some sort of dis-ease that is causing a physical symptom. In your affirmations, affirm the truth of who and what you are. You are not less than perfect. This universe is absolutely perfect. There is no room for illness. There's no room for mistakes. You have never made a mistake in your life. You are incapable of mistake. You are unfolding at precisely the right speed. You are unfolding. Your consciousness is evolving at exactly the pace it is supposed to. We are each and every one of us. Each and every one of us is evolving at a different rate and we're all on different levels of consciousness, which is why it's very important that you do not scorn anyone else for their beliefs or anything of that nature. Everyone is on a different level.